Yema obibia akwaba ebrasun seprem to brekasiye ye yensa asuso yede ebesomwo meka wo se kasiye etwa ne ho afiri abrosantintin mu ha ubenya bi na wahye ewo Facebook enonti Facebook ne bo Fache TV sanso na YouTube enso eye Fache TV GH na wanya bi ahye ewo honom aya na wahye na obi nso atimi anya bi ahye sanso na www.facheonline.com ehonso ensem no yakrutire ade agu ho ubenya bi na watumi akenkan kasia mede besumwe de edimu akotene pa ebi ene se enei sede empanifo ebo amane se oman Ghana ene ye economy no agina ne naso pa enonti wo frɛ ankorankora ene ajumaku ahodo a wonum afiri amahodo so se womra na womeboa emedi won juma wo my Ghana na se yekase Ghana economy na gina brania we eye real enye se fake bia enim honorable ato forcing ene de sansemi etuja sanso ena aban ebo amane se ene dai wonum agya sika botin pa de so emu se yemfa metua scholarships eka bia na aban no ede no wonfa emetua emfa free wo se de beya woni a aban na fa wonum na wo hwe won school no wonso eho betimi ahenhan wonum yefrimu enso a edom kumaya wonum ewo emrahye bejafie ene wo bo amane se woni high court wonum decision ya wo make ye edifa OSP hono woni high court decision no enya adwen aronti wonko na wonsan emrabiem abusiansem wei ene de ka ho bie ana magye mere na mede besomwo seprem to brekase wo Fache TV so midin ade Obrempong akwasi jaboa micha yenwura kasienim ne yemfa emunchiremu hodo nyina emfa enomwo sima bese aduasa entam na yasoso na enei oman Ghana yemfoto sanfo Dr. Kasiel ato forcing wakopiemu ewo international investors wonum akachi ebra World Bank ene IMF wasia na woye meeting na wonum meeting ya woye no ase na honorable Dr. Kasiel ato forcing ekopiemu ewo ho ena ogina simpie so edi nkomo no wokire se woto nsa adiafra investors se momra momfa musika pa emewura oman Ghana ye economy nim na momfa emedi juma ene emuma biabia juma wo oman Ghana na abeboa mo ama musika nso atimi akoyie efise se oba oman Ghana se economy no agina ne naso pa se de aban ade reset economy ekoso no wonum reset ya wo reset ye no wei enye fake enye de obinum ade ni bia eye wonum ahyehyɛ nioma yie ama nioma agugu na kwam foundation no ejina ne naso pa ya yenka da bi anase yenhwehwɛ sɛ akina bi ebagye aguo enoti wɔsrɛ sɛ obi biada sika wɔ ne nsam ɛwɔ amanhodo so wonum nyina emfa won sika emɛhyɛ oman Ghana ye economy nim na onum betimi anya so emfa so Dr. Ato Forcing
gains we have made. I want to assure you as investors that the gains we have made so far are not cosmetics. They are gains that obviously were thought through and engraved in law. We've implemented a number of reforms, a number of an introduction of new laws. Let me, for example, state that when we took office, we reduced ministries and also ministers from 123 to 60 in 1 year, cutting the number of government ministers by half. We've also introduced an amendment to a number of acts, mandatory commitment authorization through procurement, where you require commitment authorization to be able to procure. And this commitment authorization can only be granted through the Ministry of Finance, where your budget will carefully be looked at. If you do not have the budget for, you can be assured that you will have the opportunity to procure anything in your budget. And this affects every sector. also introduced an amendment to the PFM Act 1136 by introducing a 1.5% primary surplus in law and setting a debt ceiling of 45% of GDP. Establishing a fiscal council, which recently you are aware that the president announced the fiscal council, and we expect that they will begin their work anytime soon. We introduced a number of reforms on capping, for example, statutory funds, and channeling these resources to government priorities, particularly decentralization. We are seeing a number of measures also around revenue administration. In the past, tax refund account was abused. Now we introduce a ceiling by reducing the amount going to the refund account revenue to 4%. We amended the Petroleum Revenue Management Act and strengthened what we can use.
And now, no High Court ruling, yeah, a free and crampuni mantemu abaye. Say a nay OSP, Mr. Special Prosecutor, and son, I will bet me a day obi akojina as a Nibia say yeni nasamno. I just say Attorney General, wonum to me a text, and as a man whole quine, and son, I will to me a day obi akojina dakam, say yeni nasam. And on asema a copy mu High Court to ho. Yeah, Justice John Eugene Inyadu Inyante. Wano etina so ebra Peter Archibald hide edina sem kopie mu se OSP edino akogina asenibia se yeni nasem wabra wono wodidi pa se Attorney General to me bia enta akire eno nti court no nhye na woni sa asem no ma no eno na court no di asem no edima Peter Archibald hide se wono edi konim enam se OSP eni to me bia se obetumi ede obi akogina court wadakam se wonum eni nasem na no nam so bi ema ene Forte TV yen kase yebdem krata yensa eso so bie ahye se ansem a OSP epia de kogina asem ni bia hodo nyina no ni nyina wonsan ka kire na woni no foforo wabra opone ediama no se won opone ediama no se wonhye se de beya wobeboa ama pepepe ye etimi akoso na yemfa amanyosem enforefore asenie ane woni ya wodi juma anase wodi wo man ni jirimu no won ho betumi yebetumi ade wonuma famra kwaso na yemfa amanyosem enforefore yenti ane yede special prosecutor na so ye no ede baaye eno nti high court ruling ni a wode baaye no sebi wonyi ntum ne enyi ntum tia woni wonum enya adwene kra eno nti high court enko na wonsan emrabiem wapanimpa ya wono na ukopiemu abo swamia waye bonum emrase bejani John Dakon honorable and this answer etuja
of the USP Act to mean that at every time, anytime we want to bring prosecution against a suit against anybody, a criminal suit against anybody, anytime we want to prosecute an accused person, we need to go to the Attorney General's office for clearance. You'll be mistaken because then there was no need to set up the office, because then it's going to be an office which is going to be controlled by the executive. If the person needs the AG's authorization at every turn, every day to bring cases, then it's just like another appendage of the executive and becomes it comes under the control of the executive. Subject to Article 884, the office shall, for the purpose of this act, be authorized by the AG to initiate and conduct the prosecution of corruption and corruption-related cases. So, for the purpose of this, the office has been authorized. So, the act that created the office gave the authorization from the Attorney General. So, you don't need a letter from the Attorney General to now say that now we have given the authorization to bring case against this person. Now, this person, we don't want you to prosecute this person. Now, this person, you can prosecute this person. That is what the judge understood this provision to mean, that at every turn we need to go to the AG. But if we read it, and we all listened to the argument during the passage of this act, all these things came up. It is not as if those who passed this law didn't know the existence of Article 88. We all knew, and this was debated. And clearly, the intention was to draw, because you see, the Attorney General will have to authorize. And so the act in creating the act created the authorization. And it was one-off authorization given to the office, not the individual, given to the office. The judge again was wrong. He cannot declare all the cases as null and void. He has no such power. He has no power to do that. In fact, first of all, we believe he engaged in interpretation, but he said he didn't engage in interpretation, but he asked whether the Attorney General had the OSP had what do you call it, authorization before he initiated that case. Once this
ewo asennye ne atemwo eho ensem wo my Ghana mu no ene Attorney General wo de ebeto montin so ya wo kire se sa tribunal court no wo san ede ababiem wo behwe se wo betumi asan biebie tribunal court na yeka tribunal court wa eye asenni bia hodo a court papa no anase traditional court wa ebo oman mu no yesan ebiebie asoye bia ye betumi asan de nsem ne bi ade yakọ na yakodi oman no mu ensem ahodo ene sansem no bi etise administrative cases ene de keka ho nyina na eno ana wopanimpa ya wo bo my Ghana ene wadi juma se speaker of parliament da wo my Ghana mu Professor Aaron Michael Quay wadi to John watch se dabi tribunal court ya mosan ede aba se akane no ene ye adwuma boa ya yentimi mfa enra asem ensan emma ene emane emedi juma mane moa eno nti wosre se Attorney General wontwe ensensan na wonya saa na montuo ya wopese wotuo na wodi tribunal court esan eba my Ghana mu no wabra ye wo court ahodo nyina ewo Ghana hanom. Professor Aaron Michael Okay.
The criticisms come out of ignorance, and how will the ignorant know? The judiciary must take justice to them through modern communication. Our courts have been through several trajectories, including challenges from public tribunals under the PNDC revolutionary years. It will interest you to know that it was only on insistence of Chairman Rawlings that the tribunals appeared in the 1992 Constitution at all. I am reliably informed that through persuasion by Justice D.F. Annan, a compromise was reached that the tribunals will be in the Constitution, but they will not be applied in any way. Notably, President Rawlings honored his pledge, for which matter I say, let not the tribunals come back as alternatives to the regular courts. The English jurisprudence jealously guards the concept of the ordinary courts of the land. The ordinary courts of the land, as against what we all knew as the dangerous terms, including the Star Chamber of the European times. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, the courts have suffered considerable banter in the past. The cases that we all have heard this morning and we all know so well have brought a lot of difficulties, which include Ray Akoto, Agukosa in the Tawi Adamafiu and others case, and so on and so forth. One thing that we need to do by all means is we must all come to acknowledge that the Supreme Court is the final arbiter of all controversies in the Republic of Ghana. No aspect or part of government, no matter what, is so supreme that it cannot adhere to the Supreme Court of Ghana. The Parliament of Ghana is not sovereign like we learnt about the Parliament of England. It has limitations well drawn out by the law, which we have all agreed to regulate us, and that is the 1992 Constitution. An Act of Parliament, insofar as it offends any part of the Constitution, can be struck out as unconstitutional by law.
So ewo offenso North constituency na NPP amanyuko no enche bia wono mbekwa abatoso na de yefrɛ no internal elections no wonum akoto aba ayi mpanimfo akanifo awodo a wonum ebetumi adi party no anemu ene eba constituencies anase eba national ene de regionals no ne nyina enche wonum ebeto aba na ade baako a ya wonum gina so edeto aba eye party register na party register no esese ne nioma nyina etimi gina yie mpanimfo ehwemu na woni a wodin womu no wohwe se eye nokre se wonum eye party ma anase wonye party ma anase nipakora wodo a wonum womu no ebi sabi ebi afirim eno nti yensesa wondin ne afa bi foforo so enhyem ne nyina eye party register no ene betumi a kire na aboa ama yetimi ahu nipaku a wonum wotumi se wobetumi de ato aba na wayi akanifo ewo party nim na no ena nei se okopiemu wo offense north a executives ya wonum party executives a wo honum ene watchro petition edi akopiem edi ama Ashanti regional chairman Enchibo Siakon de dodo na afra no wuntumi ene wonum de petition akoma no kire se oba offense north honum a empanimfo pese boye nioma basa boye nioma turuka ni nyina ene sen ene se party no wonum abon anasa register ya wonum hweso ede to aba no biaye anka wose eda eye party office wonum enanka wose eda nanso eneyi MP de register no akoto ne fie ene wonum efre MP a MP wonfi obia saa na ekoso na wonum atwetwe so pa wonum susu se wanhwe yi a ebia na dwurim die bi akoso na edin foforo bi akowura party register nim eno nti wasre chairman Enchibo Siakon se wonfa ne nansi form na wontwa nani efamra offense north ho said ye beya wonum ebetumi atu saa anamon no na aboa na panimpa ya wono ewo party nim bie ewo offense north ejina ahoma ne so Richard Boatin ne yene no embo enkomo na yenhwe die nti a ene wonum actual petition ede akoma Ashanti regional executives no Richard mema waha
ya minia mejoso
patona bibia boko
Erade adum pasa me hoye na moso
ya da erade ase Richard ma yemusa edien pa poti na asie ama ene matro krata ede akoma Ashanti regional executives NPP the chairman wuntumi eda no ede ntia
yo minia medase ni akwenya odi amami sede o kan ye friend Richard Boatin na me MPP amanyoku no offense of church for penny nyina ni semse party no ayeshiseye party no ye amended constitution ayekoye no kan emma party no national council plan article 18 no emma party no national council plan se on ban se emra bonten na ye hwe kwan e be so a ye beto aba ayi mpanyufo free omo a omo wo police station level fa ko bi omo a omo wo national level. The maker say National Council focus here on the 17th of March. No, Omuya Zeli na year no. Now see a sassy free from Edico. And I not be in administrative work of which men am here the administrative head of the party at the constituency level. There the registers a buyer. No. Nearly the could be more a party na so the regional secretary needs also be being because I will be a person in the blue on was you MP Arabic. And not me, many people say, to whom Liki Quanse Kuma may try to many MP being common and Kata near and available police station. The can come and no, you know, you try Kata, my bench, my press and Sana and Katano or Momana available. Various police stations no. And got police stations no nanka before the Kokra and as executive committee. Was a constitution no my own say and Sunday Sibia and Samasa. Then I have also called you and in the Quatnasi. A meeting. Said a book and see so man while Ben Sabinum. Ye ko ye meeting na bi na sankrata an koda da ye nuan bi ye se omo ntia se de ka so bi anya obetre ne ye sa so yi be ba okun so no ene MDP amanyoku ni ye to aso akọ ye ya so ke bi ni na wi e bi na so bi o ko bi ma anya akwanya ntro ngudin ensem bebre na akoso Then so nice and craft alim na na say the general secretary ni national council na TM say. On here be na other party office. Na and say say system management system party na bi aba say. Yen show bi an show ni din. And I say bi ya show ni na yen say bi ni na be cause management system no. Na obi an say di pa bi say ni show mu din wo. Police station say wo office no no. The chair say, and Catherine, the best in the mayor and the party administrative, no, administrative header. As I'm coming in Catano, a banana in why say, now party means why say, means why say, that organizer, the research and elections, the assistant secretary, the IT officer, may have some more now party of the near among a uniform system, no. The chair and Catano, and you need the VRA. Okay. And Catano, the Gusua, many times you come and now Catano, and Yamai, you would assume a month for her. And simply the what the vision command, say, don't say another, and Kuntumbusum, and say the party chairman, Becca chairman, say, a young Catano now how to be the MPO. Okay,
Mr. Richard, Mami Musa say enti akodi MP honum say edian potin enti na ama MP agi sankrata no ede agu na se ye ho
enu de ye MP eni yo chairman a wo mu onu no ede ko ye ekoma wo ede ko fie ho na se kwan fa so ko mo le betuma chim wo ye de ni se ide party ju ede ene party office enye ankwanke bi nye MP abato ne yebeto ene nye MP dia eye party adwuma party so ye mani panyina ye mane ya akono no bi we kira ono so ba be dombi e bi o de ko say ye ura MP ne se de eti kana enye ni panyina ene beti manya sa opepa no because they are facing off ano enye obebe na akoso over the years eti de ye kenyina ne say the NCC ya national council de abano say ye mba ne mamra ye nyina ye nto ye mapepe ye mafan ye no bi e mu say part means say the whole Ghana because facing off is different from the other constituencies omuyina guzo amoye enzeno eti yewu ade potin mi wu adina techira ntima omode ko se ho omode ko yesa ade ebi ese national council se ne we na akoso
okay
say embrempe ya no wo mo mfa tabo kese nto offensive off ye du se 20 ya no e die na e de form so ba na ye be tru je be ton ma amanfo ma obi afa forms ni bi na ye de ye kan se o mfa tabo nye wiemu yi nye akwanya ma ye property ye eniema party no de bae no e je a party no de bae en fan se ne mbra ye duma e mutu na ye tire petition no so ye mfa tabo to so ye suspend advice no na ye ya butre member for independent body mbra na mbra be wiemu say di ba o yi ne say o mbra ha on board from the region no I am the regional research and elections officer no one kra no ni hubo mu
okay
Richard here born amani ani ade ni nyina no one so kra no wantimi anka ho atembia
okay
one so say one na go for omu yi omba ni nyina no enya de so betimi aboa yen anye go mu yen independent bodies na na yen be head plan so a ye betimi aye na de e ko so de whole Ghana there a party me I say where dia me yema cha
enkoso e wo hono okay ma mi musa o misrao monya ntie say mo petition na nkasa no akodru chairman ho ne nsaka na ne nsaka ye no anohoba nsem ben na wode akọ ade amamo
for now me maga say formally me ye nyanti chairman ka but informal no me de backstage no me try say anka me no ebe kasa. But the party to respond formally. I mean, petition area by the assume. Many general secretaries are behind the scenes. And yet, former. And also, we are reading with the 2-1 among. Almost your movie. Yeah, Yamo say, or moon to be Tony Mana, Amunfa, a year and 2 years. Okay. It's been one party. Say, and Coban Sabia. And you're not party, no. Na party ni empty the nature ye fire one.
Okay, Mr. Richard, bibinti ye de obesi ha ye beto so da foforo ye da se pa.
You miss me that million.
eno eye constituency secretary edema NPP amanyuko no ya wonu mo offense north ena wode sa ensemi ede atuja so ye to akase ne so ede amamode a ye to so ene aban abo amane se woni a wafa wonum se wobehwe won sukuu de ene ye ka no scholarship no aban ena ehwe se wobetua wonum sukuu fees ene sukuu ho ensensem ho nyoma nyina wobetua na eka bi ewo honom ya aban no entimi entua emfa ma wonum na ama sukufo no won ho kire won pa nanso eneyi empanimfo edikrata ba abonten ya director general na nensa ehye sa krata yase na wodi etuja owura Alex Kwaku Asafodei na nensa ehye ase na wo kire se ase no abomodin a ene sikabotin pa na aban no agemu se won famra na wonfa metua sa scholarship no eho sikasem nyina na bobo amane aka ade akosi se sesei sika na wonum agyae se emra na emetuatua no eba na betua aboa ma sukufo wonum ho atimi ahenhan wonum na wotimi akọ won suku na aboa amade ekoso wo my Ghana mu bia no eto atimi atwa wosere se ekyeyede nanso wonum mfanche empanimfo se oba akọ adwaye na se wocha aya na ho siesie mu entia eno nti ena nei wonum bo amane se che na cheye nanso aban no aye krado se obekoso aboa ama sukuu ene adesua ho nsem atimi agina brane wo my Ghana mu eno nti wode sika no aba wahya ase ya wotuotua nti obia ensa betumi akane de emprempre mu ya eno eye krata ya efri scholarship secretariat wonum aso ye ede aba awie yi amsa ye free sa ensem ni mu a ye nto aso Ghana Police Service wonu mo bo amane ene e ukopie mu ewo Northern Region na wo bo amane said ye Black Maria efri wonu region no mu no ene wonum esan ehu se jumadie ya Black Maria bedi ye ewo region no mu no ese fata se wo to aso eno nti wonum eti Red Maria ede ebaye wonum eye police special police force a woboa se wobetu enubone ene nnebone ahodo a ekoso wo mantam no emu ase na enei wonum bo amane se wakoti nipakuo bi a ene wosusu se nubone pa ene odidi juma na enubone ahodo a enipa kura wakoti wo mu no enubone ya wodi efa edifiri wonsam ebeye be se oha ene enso enurubone ya yabo no doboa sa oha ene enso ene nei wonum ensa atumiaka na empanimfo ekosoa ayenhwehwemu ahwe se ampa se de wonum susuo no ayete saa de yefra no Indian hem no eno ebia na woni a akanso ebeboa ama enhwehwemu mapa atumi akoso na bibia akoso yie DCOP wisdom level ena edisa ensemi atuja.
We have arrested 107 parcels of substance suspected to be Indian hemp. In fact, earlier in the morning, they did similar arrests, and during the course of arrest, one of the suspects, which they made a follow-up on it as to where he got those substances from. And he led the Red Maria team to a place called Bambim, that is a suburb of Tamale. And then during a careful search, he uncovered the 107 parcels of this substance. The Red Maria is up to their task. And I keep saying that they will go all lengths to chase all these people and then
Traction wonu makati ena yede efriba wonum ena boa ema yede bro wose min kan kire say adansie ho problems bia wobeboa na wasolve se opese wo si dan foforo anase wo si dan no asiwa ache ena opese wo ye renovation a Millennium Construction se min kan kire na me mo amane se wonum aye ready se wobeboa ama watumi asiesie wo dan no adansie ho nyoma ahodo a wo pe wo wiase ba bia wo my Ghana mu no wonum aye krado se wobema wonsa atumi akabi se wo pedan na ato ni nyina enso ebi ebo honom anoti mesro frɛ numbers no na egu screen na se no na woni wonum ntwetwe nkomo bo sen na Yas Junction na obehu Millennium Construction aha ɛna mmerɛ bɛma yɛ kwan ne yɛde kaseɛ no nyinaa ɛde asie medin ɛne Obrempong Lisbon Accra.